What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 7 of the Battle Union. This week, we are heading in trying to 100% clinch our playoff spot. If we win, based on the way that things have gone, we can definitely wrap up the playoffs, and then next week we'd be playing Paul. Also, I would like to point out that this match is 4 days late. I was not able to play Cloud, who is the actual coach of the Jersey Weaviles. Instead, RTK ended up stepping in for him, and I'm not going to upload a team builder this week just because I'm already so behind. I did record it, but I feel like it would just be a waste of time, and it was like only 7 minutes long, so I can pretty much just go over it right now, what I brought. So basically, I brought a fat team with Megazard in order to try to win. Megazard is fat with some speed in order to outspeed Passimian, which was not brought. With Will-O-Wisp, because it doesn't really care what physical attacks it takes, and the special attacks that it takes are not going to be doing too much either. So I am mono-attacking Fire Punch, which hits his entire team besides Rotom Heat. And if Rotom Heat has a status move, Toxic or Thunder Wave, that's his only really good way of shutting down Zard. So in order to help with Zard, I have Starmie with Rapid Spin, just because I don't want to come in on rocks a whole lot. So it's going to be Starmie, it's going to be a reliable spinner. It's going to be more offensive though. I didn't really want to be super bulky, that way I can get off some damage against things like Steelix and Rotom Heat in case they're more bulky. Next up we have Ferrothorn. Really only threw this on here for Ambipom in case you wanted to be like Life Orb and Fake Out, and then it would be taking so much recoil. So I have leftovers on that with Leech Seed, and Knockoff is really nice, especially for Rotom and Zapdos, because both of those like to come in on Ferrothorn a lot. Next up we have our Stealth Rocking, Pursuit Trapping Crocodile for the likes of the Espeon. And really there's not too much to say about Crocodile. It's just there to do Crocodile things. Speaking of doing things that they're supposed to do, Lickilicky is here. And it's got the Heal Bell, the Wish Protect, and the Body Slam. It's really good against this team. Really good for getting statuses off Zard, because that's his only really reliable way of dealing with Zard. So that's going to be Lickilicky. I believe I was mixed defensive in order to take on Life Orb Greninja. That way I could take 2 low kicks and 2 Hydro Pumps. Well, the combination of 2 of those hits after a Protect and leftovers and whatnot. So that's Lickilicky. Next up we have Reuniclus, which is as soon as Greninja is gone, my second best way of winning this game. So that's going to be Calm Mind with Psychic, Recover, and Hidden Power Fighting. Hidden Power Fighting is mainly for Steelix, but if it came down to it, at least it gives me something to hit Greninja. Also, the thing is, if I get the +2 special defense, a Life Orb Dark Pulse will not be able to KO Reuniclus, so then I'll be able to take on his entire team as long as I get up to Calm Mind before it comes in. So my goal this week was actually to try and get Zard all 6 kills because I was really greedy. And it's already first in the MVP race at 14-3 going into this week. So that's pretty much why I built this team the way I built it. So we're gonna start the match. We're going to lead off with Zard because I know he doesn't have much for it, and I'm just going to go ahead and Roost turn 1 because I didn't want the Greninja going for Rock Slide or Hydro Pump. Like Life Orb Hydro Pump would have been able to do a KO. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance here as he misses his Thunder Wave, and we're going to show him that we have Fire Punch, and he does have the T-Wave. We're going to get paralyzed, which isn't a big deal. I believe I went for the second Dragon Dance there, which would have been alright, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be able to get this burn off on the Greninja, and it does have T-Spikes, which are going to be kind of annoying. I go for double Willow, expecting him to switch out because there's not really much that Greninja can do to my Zard. But he stays in, takes the second Will-O-Wisp, and I just have to Roost. We're going to go into Ferrothorn because I know he can't really do too much. This is a physically defensive Ferrothorn, and that Dark Pulse did almost 30%, which is not a lot. So we're going to Leech Seed, catch the Zapdos on the switch, and he's going to pull a double into Rotom as we go back into Zard. And this is going to be a chance to get off a Roost, get back up to full health, and I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp this Steelix, and that Earthquake did 23%. So that was laughable damage. So in comes Starmie, he's going to get up his rocks, and I'm going to get my chance to spin right here, get rid of these T-Spikes, which are going to be really good as soon as I get back in with my Charizard, because I can heal Bell off that paralysis with Lickilicky, which is what I'm going to go into, because I know that he's not Life Orb Greninja. Lickilicky is an even better answer to Greninja. He's going to go for the U-turn, as I'm going to go ahead and heal Bell, get rid of the statuses on my team, and I'm going to go hard into my Charizard X here, and he actually has the Toxic, which I didn't understand, quite frankly, because, like, he had Toxic Spikes, and the only other thing that wasn't affected by Toxic Spikes on my team that I have is Crobat, so I didn't quite understand that. Anyway, he's going to go into Zapdos. I saw that he was offensive by that Fire Punch damage. It did 55, and right here I'm going to Wish Pass into Ferrothorn. He gets a crit, and I count the damage, and even with the crit, that was a Banded Ambipom, so that's going to make it a little bit easier to switch around. We're gonna pretty much just wear down his team now with Leech Seed recovery. He's gonna go for his rocks, which aren't gonna be that big of a deal. And I'm just gonna sit in here with Lickilicky now, and this is gonna be a fun time. So he's gonna go ahead, go for the Scald, and I'm just gonna start Wish Protecting. And he's going to try and U-turn, and I was like, no, you stay right here, mister. And basically right here, because I am being really greedy with trying to get Zard kills, I am going to play a little bit suboptimally, just to get Zard a burn kill on this Greninja. So, basically, I'm going to sit in here and wait until burn kills him with Ferrothorn and Lickilicky. So, that was pretty greedy of me. I don't really care. So he's gonna go for the Scald, and he's gonna go for another Scald, and because it is Torrent boosted, that is going to be enough for a 2-hit KO. I could have killed this at any point here, and I just chose not to. So I'm gonna protect here. He's gonna go for the Dark Pulse to try and get a flinch. He's going to fail to get a flinch, and I'm gonna go back into Ferrothorn, and Greninja's gonna go down. So I wasted about 10 turns trying to kill this Greninja when I could have just killed it with Body Slam. With Lickilicky, but like I got a burn kill with Zard, so that's like what I wanted. So he's gonna go for the Ancient Power Zapdos, and we are going to switch out into Reuniclus, and right here is probably the only really bad play that I make. I switched in my Starmie into an Espeon as it went for Shadow Ball. I was actually more expecting something like Trick, that way I could get off a spin. So then Zard could come back in and like do things, because the only other thing that could have hurt Zard were rocks at that point. And so yeah, that's gonna be dead Starmie. I can't spin. There's rocks and two layers of T-Spikes up now. So I basically have to win this with Reuniclus. And I gotta trap this Espeon. I know it's not choiced at this point just by him going for Shadow Ball. I can't really reliably win with Zard anymore, which is kind of a shame, so Reuniclus has now become my best option, but that's okay because Greninja's already gone. We're gonna go into our Crocodile here, force him out. Could have gone for the Pursuit here, however, getting the knock off against his team is really nice, so I'm going to go for that. I can Pursuit Trap him next time. I do have a Roselli Berry, so I can live like a Dazzling Gleam. That Earthquake did 17%. This Steelix is so weak when it's burned, it's great. So I'm going to go into Reuniclus now and take nothing from that Earthquake. And I'm just going to start setting up again. And this is the part where I'm going to try to win the game, and then the game is like, yeah, you're not going to do that. Mainly because I get Spadef dropped twice before switching out, which was pretty unfortunate. So, like, Shadow Ball is, like, the death of me. Like, it's the absolute best move to use against me if you're ever going to battle me. Just bring Shadow Ball. That's literally all you need to do, because you're always going to get Spadef drops. I didn't want to stay in here and, like, take extra unnecessary damage from Shadow Ball, especially if he's going to keep getting Spadef drops, so I'm just going to go into Crocodile and be like, alright, fine. He crits me, whatever. We're going to Pursuit Trap this Espeon, and it's gone. So, it's whatever. Dead Espeon. I can try to set up again with Reuniclus again. So he's going to go into Ambipom, get off a U-turn, which does more damage to him than it does to me. We're going to protect here on his Overheat, waste a power point of that. And I figure, hey, you know what? If he tries to Overheat, that's fine. I can go into Reuniclus, set up and win. He actually Volt Switches out. We are going to pick up a kill with Ferrothorn with Leech Seed. That's not what I was expecting, but I'm pretty happy with that. So he's going to go for the Overheat yet again, and this time expecting him to go for an Overheat. I'm going to go into my Charizard, and right here I'm just going to click Roost. I know he can't really do too much damage to me. I know he did just go for Pain Split there, but Roost is my play anyway. So he's going to go into Steelix, trying to sack that off, and this is the part where Reuniclus finally comes in, and I'm going to be able to break his team. He's going to go for Heavy Slam, and because I am greedy, I'm going to allow Zard to get a second burn kill. So, we're going to set up a Calm Mind, and we're going to be able to take out the Steelix. Ambipom is going to come in. He can't really take us out, even with Banded Knockoff. It's not going to do enough. Psychic is going to be able to take out the Ambipom, and because I didn't want to get crit by Overheat, I'm going to go into Charizard here. I know I outspeed on the following turn, and we're going to pick up a third kill with Charizard. So that's going to be 3-0 for Zard, even though I wanted to get all 6. The way that he ended up playing was probably as well as he could with the team that Cloud has in order to take on Zard. So that's going to be the game. We win 5-0. And next week we are going up against Paul. We are both 6-1, and we are fighting in our division in order to get the first round bye. So, if you guys enjoyed, can I restart this outro? Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video. Leave a comment down below. Say whatever you want. Whatever, I don't care. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.